Okay, so it's the one that goes all the way across the angle. Another word that comes up is intercepted arc. So this part of the arc right here is called the intercepted arc. Intercepted arc. Okay, so how does this work? You may have, actually, this was on Khan Academy this week, and it's a pretty simple concept to explain. If I were to explain it in numbers, this angle is half of this arc measure. So for example, if this is 20 degrees, I can say that this arc is 40 degrees. And that's the concept. It's that simple. Now, they do bring in some other things in the examples, but we're going back to the same concept. If you have the arc measure, then you can divide it by 2 to get this. Or if you have this angle measure, then you can multiply it by 2 to get this. So for number 1, it shows that the intercepted arc is 84, and it wants to know the measure of this angle. So to find that measure, we just divide by 2. Okay, so number 2, it wants to know the measure of angle G right here. Now here's what I was saying, like it's an easy concept, but sometimes they work in these other type of skills in here. In order to find this angle, we need to find out what this arc is. So the way we would do that is these 3 arcs add to 360, so we can do 360 minus 120 minus 70 to find the arc, and then divide that by 2. So 360 minus 120 minus 70. Whoa, 360 minus 120 minus 70. I would keep putting in the wrong numbers. Okay, comes out to 170. So this is 170, but it's asking for the angle. So to get that angle, we divide that by 2. And it comes out to 85. Okay, number 3, measure of angle N right here. This one is a little bit different. It shows a diameter here, which with the diameter, these angles over here would add to 180. So if this is 160, then this would have to be 20 degrees for the arc measure. And then to find this angle, we divide 20 by 2. So 20 divided by 2 would be 10. So measure of angle N is 10 degrees. Okay, number 4, they made it easy for us again. They gave us the angle. They're just asking for this arc, so we can multiply this by 2 to get that arc. And it comes out to 134 degrees. Okay, next one. Number 5 is asking for arc VU. So again, they're making this multi-step. Let's see. So they show the diameter right here. That means these 2 arcs are adding to 180. This angle's 30. We can multiply that by 2 to get the arc right here of 60. And then these 2 add to 180. So 180 minus 60 is 120. So this would be 120. Number 6. It's going to give us a little bit of a challenge. It wants to know the arc WX right here. They give us this angle. We can multiply that by 2 to get this arc, which would be 150. And then these 3 arcs would add to 360. So 360 minus 150 minus 110 will give us, I don't know, 360 minus 150 minus 110 is 100 degrees. Okay, so I told you to write this down. If 2 inscribed angles intercept the same arc, the angles are congruent. So, in terms of number 7, it looks like two triangles, but I'm going to challenge you not to look at it as two triangles. It's actually two angles. So there is an angle right here, and there is an angle right here. And those two angles have the same intercepted arc right here. So that means if 51 times 2 is 102 for this arc measure, then you could divide that by 2 to get this angle measure. So if two angles have the same intercepted arc, then they have the same measure. So the angle measure of angle EHF is 51. Okay, and then over here, same type of problem. It says measure of PS. So we're trying to find the arc measure here. Well, again, two angles. We have an angle here, and then we have another angle over here. Use a different color. They have the same intercepted arc. Honestly, you don't even need to know that though, because if this angle is 40 degrees, then this would be double that, so it would be 80 degrees. And then I'm going to actually add one more example because I put this type of example on the homework and it's also on Khan Academy this week. So let's say we have a central angle right here. And then we also have an intercepted arc with the same intercepted arc. So let's say I have an angle right here. Okay, so on Khan Academy, they might say, okay, this intercepted angle has a degree measure of 30 degrees. What is the measure of the central angle? So in order to do this one, you would just multiply 30 by 2 to get the arc, and then that would be the same as the central angle. So there's some on your homework like that. Okay, next one. Inscribed polygons. For an inscribed polygon, you might have seen this on Khan Academy as well, opposite angles are supplementary. So write this down if you don't have it on your paper already. Okay, number 9. Opposite angles are supplementary. So this angle plus this angle equals 180. So x plus 80 equals 180 degrees, and then you can solve for x. And then y. 95 and y would add to 180, so 95 plus y equals 180. Y equals 85 degrees. So while we're on quadrilaterals, I'm just going to move down to number 11 because it's another quadrilateral. Again, opposite angles are supplementary. This one is a little bit different. There's a lot going on here. What I'm going to do is find this missing arc right here and then use the intercepted angles to find the variables. So around the circle, it should add to 360. So if I do 360 minus 54 minus 130 minus 110, I will get that angle measure, which is 66. Okay, so looking at this, to find these variables, let's start with A. I have an intercepted angle right here. So that means this times 2 equals this arc measure. So 2 3A's equals 54 plus 66. This adds to 120, and then A equals 20. And then same thing for B. Let's see. We have an intercepted angle right there, inscribed angle right there. And then 2 4B's would equal this whole thing right here. So 2 4B equals 66 plus 110. Okay, new concept. New-ish concept. Actually, it is new. Okay, so here we have a triangle. We've talked about quadrilaterals. For the triangle, when you have an inscribed triangle where the hypotenuse is the diameter of a circle. So we have a circle. Here is the diameter. When you have a triangle whose hypotenuse is the diameter of the circle, what happens is this is a 90-degree angle and it's a right triangle. So when you have this situation, it is a right triangle, and then you can use trigonometry, you can use Pythagorean theorem, whatever you need to do to find angles and side lengths of this triangle. Okay, so for number 10, it shows that we have a semicircle. It shows this would be like the diameter of the circle. We have a triangle, so therefore this is a right triangle. It's asking for the angle measures here because it's a right triangle. Y is going to be 90 degrees. And then from here you can find x, just 180 minus 27 minus 90 equals x. So that would be, I don't know, 180 minus 90 minus 27 is 63 degrees. X equals 63. Okay, number 12, using that same concept, we have a triangle here. Its hypotenuse is the diameter of a circle, so therefore it is a right triangle. So to find x, we can do 3x equals 90, and x equals 30. And then to find 2y, we would do 34 plus 90 plus 2y equals 180. Okay, that is it for notes. You're gonna hop on a computer, do the homework on Schoology. if you have questions, please let me know. I can help you get it set up so that way it's easier to solve. Go ahead and get a laptop. You can get